Hi everyone, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. This is Melanie and today we are looking at the SCT Sampler Kit for the month of October. It has a fall theme with the card saying fall is a second spring when every leaf is a flower. So let me show you what's in this kit. Okay, so the first collection is from Simple Stories. It's Cozy Days. I have some of the bits and pieces, journal bits here. These are just a sampling of the package, hence the SCT Sampler Kit. You only get bits and pieces from the collection. No two kits are going to be exactly the same. These are the ones that I received in my kit. In addition, I also received these foam stickers, and you can see it is cut. You can see it is cut out, so I got a partial of probably a 6x12, one side of a 6x12 sheet. I also got these really thin, I guess almost like a washi sticker, maybe. These are the ones you get like in a book, a sticker book. And I also received this very large frame, and it is a fairly large size. I would suspect a 4x6 photo will fit behind there. I received this 4x4 journal card. The back side has pies on it. I received these two 3x4 cards with the little raccoon and the one with the list. And the back side of this one is some acorns on a pink background. I also received the 2x2, a piece of the 2x2 cut apart. The back is this floral. And also these 6x6 papers. So floral, and then the one with the words, and then leaves on the other side. One with the little critters, and a dash. More florals, and a plaid. Smaller florals, and a green with off-white or cream dots in a geometric pattern. And then some warmer weather or cooler weather, and then some cozy kind of accessories, if you will. And then the other side is this dot in this bluey purple gray color. Really descriptive, isn't it? Okay, so that's the first collection, everything I received from that. Let me go on to the second one. Okay, this is from Doodelbug Design. It is their pumpkin spice collection, and I have some of their odds and ends, ephemera pieces, typical Doodelbug, super cute. In addition, I received this Doodle Pop Scarecrow sticker set, as well as the Doodelbug cardstock stickers. This says thinking of you. And I received, this looks like it's about a 3x8 journaling card. Back side is polka dots, so I'll cut apart. And also some rhinestones. Let me show you the paper. So this multicolor leaf, the back side is also a leaf pattern, but in the orange color. Here are some coffee and hot cocoa mugs, if you will, and then a plaid on the other side. A floral. This one has owls. There is a stripe cut apart, or a border, if you will. Another plaid, and then some plaid and wood grain in different colors. So the teal, this peachy color, orange, and this another one of these peachy colors. So that is the cardstock that I received for the Doodelbug collection. We almost always receive some sort of tool, either an embossing folder, stamp set, dies, you name it, we probably have had it at one point. This is Hero Arts stamp and cut set, and does it have a name on it? It does not have a name, it just says the number DC237. So this one comes with the dies to cut out the heart, as well as the wood stump, and it has a friend theme to it. In addition, we almost always receive an acrylic piece or a foam word or something like that that ties in with the theme. So you'll see here's the one with fall. So that is the kit. I'm going to be a little bit honest, I struggle with fall. I love fall. I love fall papers. I think they're gorgeous. I just don't have a lot of pictures that fit fall. I live in Southern California and we don't really get a lot of that whole, you know, fallish kind of themes. So I might have to go into the vault to see if I can find any photos. And of course I can always make cards, which I just might do. So let me get playing with it. I will be back to show you what you can make with an SCT Sampler Kit. Okay, so I've done playing. What did I make and what do I have left? Obviously, I still have the stamp set. I did use the word besties for one of the cards, which you'll see coming up, but I didn't use anything else from the set. So that's just going to go into my inventory and get packaged and thrown in with the rest of my stamp collection. I do have the acrylic word fall. That's going to go where my acrylic word pieces are currently stored. As far as the Doodelbug collection goes, I have a few little bits and pieces of scraps. These are going to get recycled. I'm not going to bother to keep those. These larger pieces, well obviously these two full 6x6 will go in my stash, and this will go in my scrap bin. I made 6 cards from the remainder of the products, and for a lot of these I used up some card bases in my stash that I had gotten in like grab boxes and stuff, so they were legitimate cards, meaning they actually had like a design or a logo or something on them, but I could cover it up and repurpose them. So that's what this first card here is. It came with this envelope, and it's this, I think it's Studio Calico. It's a Studio Calico card. And I don't remember what was underneath it, but it had an image or something underneath here. I added the dot, I added the polka dot paper. This was part of that journaling card. It's the back side. I used my dies to trim out this rectangular piece with the stitching. These are the doodle pops, and then of course I pulled a stamp from my stamps collection to add birthday wishes. And that is the first card. This card here is a combination of the pattern paper that had the border strips on it as well as the ephemera. This was cut using a die cut from my stash out of the wood grain / plaid paper. I did add one of the green jewels that came with the kit on this card. This one is using actually 2 pieces from the border strip pattern paper. It has the So Thankful for You, and this is the flip side. I added the mug, and even though these are not exactly the same, because they are the same theme, I think it still works. There's no yellow in here, which is why I added this piece, because it's got the orange and the yellow and then the brown and the turquoise, so I think it ties together. I didn't feel the need to add a sentiment of any kind because it does say So Thankful for You on here already. This one is made out of 1 strip from the border strip. This is the leaf paper. This is the back side of the leaf paper. 2 of the ephemera pieces and a couple of the jewels, and then I just threw the word besties on there. And inside I added these 2 little circles. I'm not sure what they're supposed to be. At first I thought this one was a blueberry, but then I'm not sure what the orange one is. I don't know, but they're cute. So I thought, because I had 2 on the front and 2 on here, that worked. This here was another one of those cards that I repurposed. It's actually a postcard, so there's no, like, it doesn't open. And on this side had a bunch of houses and stuff, which I just covered up with paper. On this side, of course, it had the logo. And on this side, it had the company logo. And because this is a postcard and I'm going to be writing on here, I did cover this up with scrap paper, as opposed to the other one I just left because I really just didn't care. So this is the border strip paper, the back side of the border strip paper. This is, of course, that same leaf pattern, and this is from the wood grain and plaid. The same hello I used again out of the wood grain and plaid, out of the turquoise, and then I just added the 3 little jewels on that one. And then on this side here, I didn't cut this piece straight, so I just went with it and deliberately cut this piece crooked so that it is deliberately at an angle, and I think that looks cute. And it did come with a envelope. If this was going to be sent as an actual postcard, I probably wouldn't have put the jewels on it. I just figure it should be flat because this would get hung up, I would think, going through machines and stuff. But it did come with an envelope, so I felt comfortable putting those on there. I took the floral piece of paper and I used a grid die that I had, and basically this is the extra piece from it. All I did was I taped this down first on the card. So I just taped this and then I glued the individual square pieces in and then pulled this up. And you could make another card out of this. I probably am not going to. And then just to embellish it, I added the sun with the little bird and the little heart, and then the stickers that said thinking of you, as well as a few of the gems. This was another card in my stash. It actually was just a plain blank white cardstock, and slimline cards, which is what these are all the rage right now. And it came with this orange envelope, so I figured why not pair it up with this. So this is the plaid orange paper. This is the rest of that journal block. Turquoise piece is the back side of the piece with the coffee mugs. And then of course the ephemera piece and a few jewels. Now I debated putting more on here, like adding a sentiment or something, and everything I tried just made it look too busy. And I was like, you know what, you like the way this looks, so just leave it. And so what I opted to do instead is took a small piece of that scrap turquoise and then die cut the word thanks and added that on top. So that is everything that I made with the Doodelbug collection pieces that I received in my kit. Let's move on to the simple stories. For the simple story one, I think I did pretty good using it up. I had 3 pieces of ephemera left. I will probably recycle this sock. I just don't know what I would do with it. It's just not, doesn't really speak to me. Even the pie and the mug are tricky ones for me, but I'm going to hold on to them. Who knows, Thanksgiving is coming up here in the US and maybe I will come up with something. So it's no surprise from the thicker stickers that the ones I have left are the ones that relate to eating pie. So all of those will just be added to my sticker / die cut binder. 2 pieces of scraps. Could I make another card out of it? Probably, possibly. Am I going to? No. Am I going to keep these? I don't think so. These are going to get recycled. I did use a few of the stickers from the sticker book sheet, mostly numbers for 2020, and then some of the border stickers. Okay, what did I make? So, before I show you this card, if you go back earlier in the video, there were a pair of glasses and there was an umbrella, and I struggle with using those. Number one, I live in California. We get rain like 4 times in the year if we're lucky. And the glasses, I just don't know what to do with them. So I also had a cut apart with a raccoon, and I looked at them and I'm like, I wonder if I can pair them up. And this is what I came up with. Now, I think he turned out super cute. So what I did was I trimmed around the glasses, cut out the inside piece as well as the arms that you could see on the outside. I affixed it to the cut apart, and then I put glossy accents or glossy accents in the middle to cover that up. I then trimmed out his little paw with an X-Acto knife and slid the umbrella underneath. And I really loved how that was going, and it gave me a feel of, you know, rain with cards tends to be, you know, like get well soon, thinking of you, that kind of thing. So I die cut the word hugs out of some black cardstock and added that on. And then I thought it would be fun if I could have some rain in the background, and I just so happened to have a rain stencil. It's from Dreamweaver in my stash, and I pulled out some of this Stickles glitter gel, which I had never used before, called Moon Dust, and ran that through the stencil and applied that to some brocade blue cardstock from Stampin' Up. And I really like how this one turned out. I think it's super cute and perfect to send to someone who's struggling and maybe just needs a little pick-me-up. Remember how I said at the beginning that I struggle with fall paper because I don't take a lot of fall photos? And I really love this paper from Simple Stories. I like the color selection of it. It's different than your typical orange, green, brown kind of fallish colors. And so I like to scrapbook. That's my main hobby, you know, in conjunction with making cards. But I mean, to be honest, I have so many cards. I don't really need any more cards right now. I have to start sending some out. So I really love to scrapbook. So I was thinking about this and I thought, well, let me just go and look on Facebook. And lo and behold, I came across some family photos from my brother and his family. And I couldn't believe this. When you see this, you're going to be amazed at how well these photos work with this paper. So the first layout that I created is this one here. And how perfect is this frame to frame a family photo? But not only that, look at the colors that my family is wearing. Like, I just can't believe this. We've got the blue, we've got the pink. I mean, it's literally the same pink. It just blew my mind. It was just so perfect. Anyways, so I thought, why not scrapbook these photos of them just commenting on how everybody's grown up and how much I miss being so far away from everybody, that, you know, when you do see these family photos, it's always a bit of an eye opener. So what I did was I took 4 pieces of cardstock and I trimmed them down. These are 5 by 6, so that I would have a 1-inch border on either side. I then was just going to add this frame directly on top of this, but it just was a little too busy. And so that's where I came up with the idea of adding this white frame. So this is just white cardstock from my stash. So I did that. And as far as the embellishment goes, this was one of the ephemera pieces, which I cut in about 2/3, which I put down here. And then the top third is up at the top. And it has the word bucket list up at the top, which isn't really appropriate. So I just covered it with another ephemera piece that says Yay Fall. Here's a piece of that sticker from the sticker sheet, a little border. And this is one of the 2x2 pieces. I Frankenstein created this tag out of all different elements within the collection. These here are from the thicker stickers. And this was an ephemera piece which I put up on a pop dot. I just did some stitching, faux stitching with a white gel pen around the outside just to break it up a little bit with the background here, because this is such a busy pattern piece of paper. I did my journaling down here, added the 2020 out of the sticker sheet again. And then as a finishing touch, I added some stitching, and I opted to go with a chain stitch on this. And chain stitch kind of reminds me a little bit of a knitted sweater, so kind of along those lines. And all I did was I did a stitching along the edge of the paper, and then also one about a quarter inch within. And then because I had such a white frame, I also did a stitched border around the outside. And I'm really pleased with how this one turned out. So also included in this photo shoot, there were some other pictures of my nieces, and I have a picture of the 2 of them together, and I still had leftover cardstock, so I thought, let's make another layout and see what we can do with that. So this is using the leftover scraps. So these are the 1-inch pieces from the other page that were left over. And then I still had a couple full-size sheets, so I trimmed those down to make this total 10 inches. So I've got a 1-inch border, 1-inch border, 1-inch border. This is a full 6x6 sheet. I still had leftovers from this one here, which is this piece, although you can't really see, it does extend out probably about to here. This was one of the cut-aparts. I just loved the list. I just thought it was kind of cute, even though it doesn't necessarily relate to this photo. This whole photo just kind of screams how fun fall can be. I mounted the photo on the 4x6 journal card. It had, I think, a hedgehog and some journaling spot, but I'm just using it for the matting. And then I used the Hello Fall as my title. This is from the the thicker stickers. This is an ephemera piece. This didn't have anything here. It was just like a piece of washi tape, so I used another ephemera piece that says Welcome Fall, a couple of more ephemera pieces. This banner was already in there. This banner here has the socks and the word cozy, so I just strategically placed these things so that the socks were basically covered. I used another one of these washi strips down at the bottom to cover the word cozy because I didn't need to have Cozy Day Cozy. Was a little bit redundant. This is another ephemera piece on a pop dot. This is from the thicker stickers. What else? Oh, and then I added another piece of that washi sticker kind of here, and then these hearts are just from my stash. I just needed something a little bit more to cover up this spot, and then of course just to tie it all together I added 2 more. For this one I did do some stitching on here. It's less obvious than on the other one. And what I did was I stitched along the outside of the paper. To be honest, it would be less subtle if I had gone an inch in, but I really just wanted some texture. I didn't necessarily need it to be an in-your-face kind of embellishment. So you can see here, it just, to me, it just helps break up. There's so many patterns in here, it just helps break up the patterns. And I did not extend it to this side, so I just did it on the actual papers, not on the embellishment pieces. Oh, this piece here is also an ephemera piece. I think it said Autumn Days on it, and I just covered it up. And that, my friends, is everything I made with the October SCT Sampler Kit. I hope this inspires you and gives you some ideas as to what to do with your kit if you haven't touched it already, or even if you just have fall themed scrapbook stuff in your stash. Thanks again, and until next time, happy crafting.